Okay, on today's video, that today's a new day we have been blessed with, and in this day, listen, when I receive this word, I know, I say, is it really the word that you want to give me, God? But but I believe the word that I have received is going to conceive a seed that is literally needed to be sown to the ground of your heart. So when you go through life and when you go through trial and tribulation, so you can able to understand what this means. And today's word is the pain still speak. I know we living in a life, the world is taught us, influenced us through pain, right? That everything we learn in these days, it come from pain. And I want you to take this because this is very valuable. I think sometimes that we don't see beyond the pain because we haven't asked that what is it after this, that is there life after this, is there a lesson after this, is there something that better after this. And sometimes when we are in pain, that we incubate that pain, we never dare ourselves to see beyond pain, because I wonder what I seek right now cause me pain, and what's going to happen after that if I seek after this pain. Is it like greater pain is gonna wait for me? One of the greatest weapon that would shrink us is pain, because pain when it comes to our heart is unbearable, when it comes to our mind is unbearable. Like those things literally hinder us from receiving what pain that brought us, right? I was reading, right? I was reading in Second Samuel, and how Tamar actually got raped by her brother, and how he actually threw her out like she is nothing, and she literally begged him not to do those things. Not she literally begged him not to violate her. She begged him not to do that. Like she even asked, like to go to her father to ask her. You know what I mean? And so with this manner, but he still decided to do those things. And literally as I read those things, and how she the in those days, like when you are a virgin, there's a certain way that you dress, and she literally like ripped that dress off because she's no more a virgin. And like that part of her, it's not just about being a virgin in the body, but that part of the innocence got ripped away from by a brother who did not see beyond the desire he have. I wonder, like sometimes we have this desire that desire is not to grow us but to kill us. I wonder if we can able to shout out that sound to God. Say, Father, this is the desire I have, and it's burning me and it's killing my soul, and I do not want to do it. Everything that we learn about God, He deal with us not because of the decision we make, but because of the heart that is already given us the decision that would cause us to do what we need to do. So it's more about our heart. It's not about the hand. The hand come out last, but it's more about the heart. What is your heart is suffering from? I think sometimes we wonder God still can hear. I think sometimes God is not just hearing the sound of your voice. God still can hear the sound of your pain, that He is near you when that pain show up. He is near you. But sometimes though we wonder if God can hear us. God already there. All you need to know is that is He there, right? Then open your mouth. Like let your pain speak. Sometimes we shut our pain and say that no more. You cannot speak to me anymore. You cannot say anything about me anymore. And we shut that pain, but without not knowing, pain is the doorway to access to God. When we are in pain, shout out. Like, your tears are a voice. Your shout is a voice. Your scream is a voice. Sometimes, I don't know if you guys experience, when you are like literally in a deep pain, that pain that caused you to say, like, you are screaming, like you are crying out, you're screaming, but there is no sound come out. Have y'all, any of y'all who's going to listen to this, have you ever experienced that? Like you crying so deep, that pain is so deep, and you crying out loud, but you don't hear anything. You are screaming, but you don't hear anything because your pain is so powerful, and your pain is so huge that even when you decided to scream, that it shut out the sound that's supposed to be released, that you're trying to call upon God. That I have been experienced those pain time after time, and each time I experience those things, I'm still gonna scream. Yes, that my pain shut the voice that's supposed to come out. I'm still choice to scream because I know God is going to hear me. I know God hear my cry, even that my mouth is not screaming. My soul is crying out. And it is very important to understand that even your mouth is not speaking, your pain is still call upon God. And sometimes it's okay to let your pain speak before your mouth does, because your pain know what to say. And God is already there. Though that he already know that you sooner or later your mouth is going to take up on the microphone. Okay, now pain has been speaking to over my life. Now start for me to start speaking pain back to him and let him know that I am in control, that I'm going to find out a way to see beyond the pain that has been in front of me, that has been talking down on me, that has been diminishing me in a way that caused me to feel that hope is not possible, that caused me to feel that I am not going to get better. But it's time for me, there's a moment you let pain speak, and there's the moment you're gonna grab that microphone from pain and say it's time for me to speak. It's time to let God know that this is where I need you. We serve a God. He don't just show up and change our life. He though that he's next to us, though that he is with us, that he still expects invitation for him to go in our heart and to do what he know he can do, to heal and repair and shape and mold, so we can able to transform in a way that he already created the image when he created us, for us to be transformed to that image. And there is this verse in Matthew that is very powerful, that how Jesus was speaking his disciples was not his disciple, but the multitude with parable, and the disciple was asking him like, why are you speaking those people in parables? And he was telling them like, for them that it has not been revealed. Like he was telling them like, for you that the mystery is already revealed about the kingdom of heaven. For you already revealed that you are blessed, that you have ears and can able to hear. You have blessed, you have eyes that can able to see, because you already abandoned that what the life that you already know abandoned, so you can able to receive the life of the kingdom. I wonder what your life would be when you decided to position yourself to let God use your pain. I wonder what kind of life you would experience. That for me, that I have experienced and so many transformation, just me contributing what is God is doing in my life, that I have knowing that sometimes like our change is not gonna come like in a big explosion, but you can able to recognize the change that happened inside of you by the way you speak, by the way you see things. And I come to wonder that when I see this world influence me by pain and taught me by pain, that I come to learn to come before God, whether this pain can able to exist, whether this pain can able to transform in a way that God can able to turn into a seed in a way that I can even unleash the purpose in this the earth in a way that this world needed. And there is a moment where I say, God, like, what can you do with this pain? Like, what is this pain supposed to do? I learned that one of the greatest gifts that I have given myself is when pain arises, that my praise arise also, my worship arise also in the name of the Lord, that I start calling up quick, because this type of things that I recognize, I cannot meditate on it. I only can able to handle meditating on knowing that God can save me from this. And sometimes saving me is allow me to experience every single pain that journey offered me. And I had to trust him. Though that, don't get me wrong, that there's a moment I say, God, are you still in this? Why this keep happening to me? Why am I missing the same target that I have been practicing? That there's a moment that I question. But one thing that I learned, that I'm starting trust God, what he trusts that I can do. It's more important to me not to trust myself, but to trust God, what he trusted me with. And sometimes he trusts me with pain. So that means that I had to come to the point where, God, you trust me with pain. What I'm supposed to do with this? What is this pain brought me? What kind of seed this pain brought me that you allow me to experience it, then allow me to see it, then allow me to understand it in a way that pain is going to work for me. That I come to understand that whenever that you met pain, or when you meet pain, that I would send out this word, and hopefully that you can able to take up on that, release that sound that pain want to release. And then after that sound is released, it is your responsibility to take up on, say, now it's my turn to speak to God, and also to listen what God is saying to me, because it's very important. Don't miss what God is saying to you in the moment you need it, because it would change your life.